Today we're going to take a look at a Reaktor synth that is a little bit different. It's a hidden gem that's so hidden in fact that you can't even find it in the Reaktor user library when you search for it. But trust me, it's there, and the link for this synth is in the description. Now if you're looking for a faithful recreation of an analog synth or a sampler, this is not the synth for you. This thing is capable of making some really crazy noises, totally unorthodox. It can make sounds like these. But where it really excels is with dark sounds, swirling pits of darkness that wouldn't be out of place in a horror film like The Shining. Or a horror survival game like Dead Space. Today we're looking at PolyComb. And now PolyComb is special because it allows you to inject a series of tuned oscillators into a series of tuned resonators. And it's got two multi-voice transversal LFOs and a routable delta calculator. Now I may not be 100% sure what all that means, but I do know that this thing absolutely rocks. And when you get past the GUI, it really is worth spending time with, because this is a sound designer's dream. Quick word of warning before we go any further. You need to be aware that this synth is an absolute CPU hog, so unless you've got a half decent PC or a Mac, get ready for a CPU meltdown. With that slight word of warning out of the way, I want to say that this video is not going to be a deep dive of this synth. There's way too much to cover here. I mean, just take a look at the GUI, there is a lot going on there. And I'm pretty sure with things like the routable delta calculator, I probably wouldn't understand most of what I was saying anyway. Having said that, let's take a look at the GUI and we can see what does what, and then we can have a bit of a play and see what sounds we can generate. I did say a little bit earlier that PolyComb works by allowing you to inject a series of tuned oscillators into a series of tuned resonators. And you can design the tuning for the oscillators and the resonators through three different strategies. And it's the same control mechanism for both. You've got a little drop-down menu here, and you select which mode you want to use. You've got predefined scales and lots of familiar names there. And the second way for designing the tuning is manually. And here you simply draw the bars in that you want to work with for your scale. And the third way is with a harmonic series, and you adjust that with this knob here. So quite simple. In the middle here you've got a multi-oscillator, a bit more familiar in terms of how that works, with a variety of different waveforms, and you've got some frequency modulation here. And having said that, there's a couple of other unique features to this synth. We got two multi-voice transversal LFOs. LFO1 modulates the amplitude of the main oscillators, and LFO2 modulates the pitch and the cutoff. And down here we've got the adjustable delta calculator, and I'm going to be honest, I really don't know what that does because I've never seen that in any kind of synth before. And finally, before we get into the effects, we've got an amplitude ADSR envelope there, which is probably one of the most familiar things within this synth. In terms of effects, we've got two filters. We've got a very basic pre-cut here and a more functional post-cut, both of which have got multiple filter types as you would expect. Down here we've got a sub-oscillator to add some belly to the sound, and this is a ring modulator where you can add some grit and some harshness. And across here we've got a suite of very familiar effects, a reverb, a cabinet, a delay, and a compressor. And at the bottom down here we got a multi-band equalizer. And to keep you really busy while you're trying to figure out exactly what the delta calculator and the multi-voice transversal LFOs do, there's two assignable multi-waveform LFOs that you can use to create all kinds of modulation routings and just get some really crazy effects going. That covers the GUI. Next up, I want to showcase some sounds that I've made from scratch because despite all appearances, this synth is not totally impregnable. And a quick spoiler alert, most of these sounds are quite dark and scary. So let's get into it. So that is PolyComb, quite a different kind of synth, great for all the kinds of sounds that you've heard during this video. Link is in the description, download it and start making some crazy stuff for yourself. If you like this video, give us a like, comment and a subscribe, and why not watch this video that YouTube is kindly recommending.